Assalamualaikum to everyone. Today I am going to present to you the first topic in CSC134, that is Introduction to Computers. Okay, so before we go further, so let's see the learning objectives for this topic. Okay, the first one, you should be able to define the terms computer and describe the relationship between data and information. Second is to describe the different types of computer hardware, including the system unit, input-output, storage and communication devices. The third one is to identify the 4 types of computers and the 4 types of personal computers. Fourth is to explain parts of an information system, which consists of people, procedures, software, hardware, data and the internet. Okay, and then the last one is to discuss how society uses computer in different fields. For example, in education, finance, government, healthcare, science, publishing, travel and manufacturing. Okay, this slide shows the outlines for the whole chapter, okay, or for the whole topic. Okay, we're going to go and see, okay, all of this content in this topic. Okay, so as we know, computers are everywhere. Okay, so don't imagine computers are in the form of laptop or desktop only. Okay, our mobile phones, our tablets, okay, and digital watch, what else? Yeah, all the devices that has processor is also called computers. Okay, so a computer is an electronic device operating under the control of instruction stored in its own memory, okay, where it will collect data as input and it will be processed to produce output. Okay, so the output is called information, and so this is the process of information processing cycle. We collect data, okay, the computer will collect data, will process that and produce information that we call output. Okay, so personal computers are common life tools. Okay, it's a new form of learning which have developed college of courses. Okay, and then computers offer many communication avenues, meaning that we just don't use computer to do our tasks, okay, but we use computer to communicate, to make video conference. Okay, instead of using telephones to make calls, we can use computer to communicate and even to share messages through instant messaging, through social media communication and so on. Okay, so you have to think in the wide space, in a bigger scope, okay, that computers has many users and has many purposes besides used for maybe producing some report, okay, or written task, okay, using for example the word processor system. Okay, basically there are so many other things that we can do with computers. Okay, these are the 4 basic categories of equipment for a computer. Okay, so if a device consists of all these 4 categories or components, they are called a computer. Okay, so if it has system unit or the processor, okay, which is the main component. Okay, system unit is the brain part of a computer, and it has to have input and output devices. Input is device to capture data, okay, into the computer, and then it needs output device, okay, to produce the output to the user. Okay, and then it has to have secondary storage, meaning that it can store information. Okay, and then it has to have the ability to communicate or to disseminate the information to others. Okay, so all of these components or categories of a computer. Okay, so besides mobile device, tablets, okay, smart watch also can be is called a computer because it consists of all these components. Okay, because for example smartwatch, it can measure your heartbeat. Okay, so it has input device that can measure, that can sense your heartbeat, and it has the screen on the watch is an output component or output device, because it can display the information, and you will receive the information. Okay, and then it can store the information in a memory, and then it can communicate sometimes. Okay, you can make calls and you can send the message through WhatsApp or to any communication media. Okay, next. Okay, so system unit. So this is the brain of a computer. Okay, and we will have this in the chapter 2. We will learn this in detail. Basically, in this chapter, you will have overview of the whole other topics, yeah, that you learn. Okay, for example, we will have the next one, system unit, in chapter 2, and then we will have input output in chapter 3, and then we will have secondary storage in chapter 4, and communication, if I'm not mistaken, in chapter 7. Okay, so what is system unit? So this is system unit. Okay, so it houses, okay, most of the electronic components. Okay, so the two main components are microprocessor, okay, microprocessor and memory. Okay, so this is microprocessor and this is memory. Okay, all are being inserted, or all are being locked on a motherboard. Okay, so motherboard is this big plate, okay, where all small components are being attached onto it. Okay, so this is microprocessor, and this is where it is located on motherboard. Okay, and memory card is located here in the slot. Okay, so memory will hold data currently that is being processed. Okay, that is the purpose of having memory, and it holds the processed information before it is being processed as output. Okay, and then memory also has temporary storage, meaning that it can disappear. Okay, for example, it can disappear if there are loss of power connection. For example, if there is blackout and you haven't saved your document, okay, so it will be lost. So that's why you have to every time you have to make it an habit to always save your work. Okay, and then the next one is input output device. Okay, this component will be covered in topic 3. So input is any device that helps to translate data into computer language. Okay, for example, okay, the common input device are keyboard and mouse. So we have so many other types of input device, okay, besides these two. And then output, sorry, I keep, okay, because all right. Okay, output, it translate computer data into, okay, for the output device, the function is to translate computer data into usable information. So example of the device are display, that is our monitor and also printer. The next component is secondary storage, and this will be covered in topic 4. So secondary storage is to hold data and programs even if the power is off, meaning that if we have problem with electricity cut, okay, once we save in secondary storage, it will be permanent. Okay, so example of secondary storage is hard disk. Okay, and then we also have solid state storage. Okay, so the features of solid state storage is it has no moving parts, it is more reliable, and it requires less power. Yeah, it is more powerful than hard disk. Okay, and then we also have optical disk, for example, CDs, DVDs, Blu-ray, where it use laser technology. Okay, sorry, go back. Okay, for communications, okay, this will be covered in topic 8 instead of 7. I'm sorry, I thought it was in topic 7. So if we will cover this in more in detail in topic 8, and communications is a must. I mean, we need communication component in a computer device so that we can distribute information, okay, to others. Okay, so with the communication device, it provides the ability for personal computers to communicate with other devices. Okay, and then it needs modems. Okay, so modems will modify audio, video, and other types of data for internet usage, because most of the communication is using internet. But we can also use communication without the internet, meaning that if you want to connect from one computer to another computer within in a building, so we need a network cable. Okay. Okay, so the advantages and disadvantages of using computers. Okay, so you have to know all at least three. Okay, three advantages and three disadvantages. Okay, advantages of using computer is due to its speed. Okay, computer can process things faster than human can do. Okay, and it is reliable. Okay, we can reliable, meaning that we do our work and then we save it in our computer, and tomorrow if we open our computer, the file is in our computer. So we can trust the computer, but then we have to make sure that we protect our computer from viruses. We have to install antivirus software and manage our computer properly. Okay, so computers can be reliable. Okay, can be, and it is consistent. Okay, meaning that if we do a document, for example, okay, if we do it in handwritten, so the size of a font might be different, but if it's in computer, okay, it can be consistent because it has a standard formatting. Okay, it can store data, okay, large size of data, and it can also communicate, meaning that for example, if you do assignment, okay, and in this ODL situation, so you are doing group assignment, so you don't worry of having to print the thing and then the document and then post it to your friend. Instead, we can just use the communication internet, okay, internet communication, to just send the document through email, or even to attach it through WhatsApp or any social media. Okay, so there are also these advantages of using computers. Okay, the first one is regarding our health. Okay, so we could get some diseases. Okay, for example, carpal tunnel syndrome, vision syndrome. Okay, that is due to heavily use of computer without knowing how to control ourselves. So we have to learn later on, okay, how to reduce, okay, the risk of getting some diseases due to the usage of computers. And then also the violation of privacy. Okay, so if we share our information on the internet, okay, you are exposing your information to other people, so you have to know how to control your privacy. And then public safety, it can also be for example, confidential information, your banking information. Okay, it can be unsafe, okay, for you. Okay, people might do scam, okay, can extract your money if you don't keep your information privately. Okay, so it could threat public safety. Okay, and then impact on labor force. Okay, so with the use of computer, a company or organization might not have to hire more worker because they can depend on computer instead of people. Okay, same goes to the manufacturing industry, because we have they created a very powerful machinery so that they can reduce number of staff. Okay, but sometimes it is good thing, because some of the tasks are very dangerous, so we can reduce accidents. So that's why we use machinery instead of human force. Okay, but then yes, human force are affected. Okay, and then impact on environment. Okay, so all the components in computer, they are made from chemical. Okay, chemical. So if we don't want to use our computer, or if we want to dispose it, we have to dispose it at the right place, because all the batteries, all the processor, they contain chemical ingredients that are not safe for the environment, so it could bring impact to the environment.